Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, two extremely important games for me. Both seem to have appeared out of nowhere and came at the precise moment I needed them. Persona 5 Vanilla, which I played on my PS3 and bought with my lunch money, helped me overcome my clinical depression, and Persona 5 Royal helped me with confinement, making it a lot more bearable. This will not be by any means a review of the games or a comprehensive analysis of them. It is just a way for me to share my personal experience with the intention of showing why I love them so much. So I will be extremely subjective in a lot of aspects, so keep that in mind. With that said, let us start the game.
This is Joker. I've infiltrated the theater.
It might be difficult for somebody else to understand what these games really mean to me, what Persona 5 as a franchise means to me, the impact it had. But I will do my best to explain the circumstances in which this game took my heart. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with clinical depression, which lasted about a couple of years. It is not necessary for you to know the specifics, but the primordial thing here is that I isolated myself from the world, that I felt alone, scared, and I was pretty close to hitting rock bottom. I think it's pretty obvious what that means. Then one day, Joker was announced as the first DLC character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Back then, it was no big deal for me. He looks like an interesting character and that trailer was really cool, I thought. A few days later, curiosity took over me. I wanted to know more about the character. Soon after, I discovered that Joker was the protagonist of a video game for PS4 called Persona 5. Unfortunately, I did not own a PS4 at the time, but after some quick searches on the internet, I discovered that it was also available for PS3, console which I did own. Shortly after, I found a girl online who was selling it for an exceptionally low price, and long story short, I bought it that same afternoon. I started playing it and it immediately caught me. The story intrigued me, the music was spectacular, the visual aspect was unique, and the characters... Oh, the characters. To put it in context, the fact that I felt motivated to do something was already, in retrospective, an atypical event and a gigantic progress from my situation at the moment. Around this time, everything started going to shit at my study place for various reasons, and I needed an escape. Gladly, I found a positive one that both distracted me from the real world and made me happy. This was, of course, Persona 5. The characters in this game are beautifully written, and both their narrative arches and evolution is really something. I can say with absolute certainty that they feel more like human beings and more real to me than lots of the people I knew at the time. Honestly, I fell in love with them. They understood how I felt without even knowing me personally. And even if they are fictional, that doesn't mean I didn't feel that way. I know it's impossible, but I felt like they did. Like they did understand me. Like they cared for me. And well, I cared for them too. I was a member of Phantom Thief Mission. Each one of them taught me so much. Utrava, a depressive shut-in, made me realize that I could not continue living like that, and that I had to face my problems. Shiho helped me see that things could always get worse. Anne and Ryuji showed me the strength I needed by fighting for what you want to achieve, and taught me that loyalty matters. Yusuke helped me see color in my gray world. He helped me see the beauty of the world that surrounded me. Haru made me appreciate the simple things. Makoto showed me that you can and have to write your own future. Finally, Morgana made me realize the importance and value of friendship. I really love these guys. They made me feel like I belonged somewhere when I did not have a place to call my own. Now, I'm much better, and this game, no, the characters made me who I am today, at least in some way. I will always cherish the moments and the memories I share with them. Phantom Thieves truly stole my heart.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
This is a rapidly emerging situation where there is not a cause for alarm.
Persona 5 Royal felt like a miracle. A life simulator that arrived just when we could not have a life because of a virus that forced us at home. I believe lots of people feel the same way about Animal Crossing, a game for the Nintendo Switch which released around the same time. It's not really necessary to contextualize to most of you what the pandemic means, since we are all still living it. So that's that. I live with my mom and little sister, and for them, not having contact with other people was pretty hard. They would get anxious and miss the interactions that months prior seemed so expendable. But I felt pretty good actually, and I think that's largely because I didn't really feel alone. That's because I had Persona 5 Royal. It might sound strange, but even if we were in quarantine, I didn't stop meeting with my friends, doing stuff, going out. Obviously all of this in game, but it felt real, like what I said before about the characters. I know it may sound strange, weird, but these characters really feel real to me. And that's because they are really my friends, and some of the best I have had. Getting Royal was truly great. I could relive the experiences that I had with my friends, and it felt like we were meeting after all of us had moved on, like catching up, retelling stories, etc. It's the same feeling that I'm having now playing Persona 5 Strikers, but that's a story for another time. I know I'm lucky, having found a way to deal with the pandemic in a positive way. Hell, I'm lucky because I can afford buying games, even with the current situation. Even if I've lost things, we all have. But I know it doesn't compare with what other people have had to deal with during this period. Struggling to pretty much live, losing their jobs, dealing with mental health issues, feeling a lack of motivation, not having enough money, losing their loved ones, and lots of other things. And being truly honest, even if in the beginning I said I felt pretty good, a year later I realized that it's been hard. Really hard. I wasn't able to see my loved ones for more than a year, plans I had were cancelled, and people I really cared about moved on with their lives and just disappeared. So when I finished Persona 5 Royal, I had grief. I couldn't help but to relate with Joker at the ending, when I saw all I had to renounce to. Choosing between the reality which Maruki created and the real reality was really hard, because I could see myself seeing the reality of Maruki as we wanted now that we were in lockdown, and the bad reality was the one that we are currently living in. The thing is that we don't really have a choice, like Joker does in the game. But after giving it some thought, I realized that in the end, even if this hedonism of happiness is really seductive, the real world has its struggles. It has its fair share of suffering, frustration, sadness. But it's those things which truly make you value the happier moments, the interactions with the ones that you care about. If we had no suffering, how could we say that we felt happy or content? We would turn null and take everything for granted. And putting it into perspective, I think that that's the message underneath the game, and that understanding that and accepting it is the only way to truly mature. I strongly believe that is what the pandemic will teach us. It has forced us to value the little things, the brief moments of happiness we could get in this troublesome time. And that was what Persona 5 Royal meant to me. It gave me lots of things that I couldn't get elsewhere when I needed them the most. Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal are both an invitation to treasure each moment. The eternal classes, the social encounters, and the epic moments. Because when you finally get on that train and you look back, you will understand that those moments will never come back. The people you shared them with might not be here anymore, or the situation of the times may not allow you to relive those times. You won't be the same, because we all change through experience and learning, even if we don't want to admit it. It's those experiences that make us what we are, that in the past have made us what we are today. My depression, the confinement, my fictional best friends, the battles we had, the joy we felt, all of that, it's a part of me now. And you might not relate with these specific things, but I know you will have your own past and can relate to this feeling in one or another. I might have gotten a little bit off track here, but I couldn't avoid it. These games really mean a lot to me, and they've taught me so much. I'm really thankful with the people that created these wonderful experiences, and that gave life to some of the best friends I will ever get. To you, I have to say, thank you, Phantom Thieves. Thanks for everything.